Hare Krishna. Welcome to all the devotees in today's session of the Secrets of Bhagavad Gita. Om Adhyanatimaraandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmeelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Tvayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we are going to discuss Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text number 7. Let us start. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. It's a very important purport for all of us. Purport. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is the source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity, and therefore it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. So, any material affairs, they are by nature complex, and because we are in material body and we have to deal with material things, it is essential that we should have someone as our guru who can enlighten us uh, in such material dealings so that we can achieve the real purpose of life, that is Krishna consciousness. So to navigate through material life or to deal with material things also need expertise. We can't just uh, assume that we can deal with material situations without due knowledge of spirituality. So sometimes devotees or people in general have some idea of how to manage material things. However, these ideas are imperfect because they have been given by imperfect human beings. So in actuality, uh, there is a need of spirituality in every aspect of our life, uh, be it caring for a kid, be it caring or be it caring for a company. So in all aspects of our life, we need spirituality or Krishna consciousness. Without help of Krishna consciousness, our endeavors for uh, dealing with material issues will not give us real success. We may get some sort of success, but that will be incomplete or imperfect because that will lack the spiritual aspect of life. Because we are spiritual beings, so it is logical to think that in order to deal with material things, we have to consider the spiritual aspect of life. So if we don't consider such important aspect of life, mainly spiritual aspect, and simply deal with material things on material calculation, then that will not yield uh, enough success. So we are all spirit souls, and the difficulty of this material world is that though we are spirit souls and have nothing to do with any material things, we are in the material bodies. We are uh, in this material world. So we have to learn not only the materials aspect of management or dealing, but also the spiritual aspect of management. So, without understanding spirituality, uh, only uh, emphasis on material beings, uh, on material well-being, will not be really helpful. And that's why Arjuna, being a cultured person or a person in knowledge, he could understand that he need a guru at this moment. So, uh, as we saw how Arjuna expressed his thoughts over fighting with his superiors. So, in the beginning, he was confused, and then he gave some arguments uh, in favor of not fighting with his superiors, and later he got further confused. He did not know whether fighting with the superiors would be auspicious or not. And then finally, here he surrenders to Lord Shri Krishna. He accepts. He recognizes his weakness, that he is not able to make proper decision at this moment. So, and that is why we need a guru. And when we say guru, it's essentially a spiritual guru, because uh, to do anything or to learn anything in life, we need some sort of guru. So that is acceptable. But that guru should also have spiritual aspect in life. Otherwise, that particular education or training will be incomplete. So, it, spirituality is a need for all aspects of life. As I said, even for caring for babies, we need spiritual aspect of life. Otherwise, such caring of babies will also be incomplete. So, in every aspect of life, we need the uh, spiritual knowledge, because we are spirit souls. So it's obviously that to deal with spiritual soul, we need spiritual knowledge, and spiritual knowledge is so sublime that it can deal with material things easily. But that is not the case with material knowledge. Material knowledge is incomplete because it does not have uh, uh, entrance into spiritual realm, whereas spiritual knowledge has also uh, entrance into the material realm. So, if a spiritual person can deal with material things and spiritual things, whereas a person who knows only material things may not necessarily be perfect in dealing with spiritual things. So that is the difference. Next, all Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. So uh, that's the purpose of life, to get rid of all material anxieties, because by nature we are Satchit and Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means knowledge, and Ananda means bliss. So basically, we are eternal, we are full of knowledge, and we are full of bliss. So basically, when we propose to take help from spiritual master and learn Vedic scriptures under his guidance, we are proposing to go back to our eternal nature, our nature of being complete in knowledge, and uh, our nature of being blissful in it. So, uh, as yesterday we were discussing that to attain knowledge, we must have control over senses. So, the point is that to be in knowledge is our uh, original nature. So, when we are talking about knowledge, we are actually heading towards our own nature. And that is why it is essential to regain our original position of Satchit and Ananda. So if we are not blissful, so that means we are in ignorance. If you are not in knowledge, that means we are in ignorance. And if you are interested in only temporary things or calculate in terms of uh, short-term goals or some petty achievement of this material life or this material world, then we are actually acting on the platform of ignorance, and that's against our nature. So that is the reason we have to elevate ourselves to the platform of knowledge, and through knowledge we will get to know our we will get to know about our spiritual nature, our eternal nature, and by acting on that eternal nature we will be blissful. So that's the uh, reasoning how we can go forward attaining our constitutional position, our original position. Next, all Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. So these perplexities arise from material desires, and it is material desires that uh, we are always hankering for. Unfortunately, unfortunately, in the conditioned state, we are accumulating so many material desires as if these material desires are going to make us happy. But the reality is just the opposite. These material desires are meant for making us unhappy because we are not material beings, we are spiritual beings. So that's a huge difference. So how can a spiritual being be satisfied with material aspects of life or material things? Both are completely opposite. Similarly, the world situation is that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. Because this world is called material world. So naturally we would expect material affairs, and it's the it's an unnatural position for spiritual beings to be here. So that is why all the time we face some sort of um, disparity or uneasiness, because we being spirit soul we are not supposed to be in the material world, but because we have acquired ignorance or many lifetimes, that's why we have been put into this material world in this material mode of life, and we have to experience the consequences of being in material conscious or being in this material world. So that's a reality. We have to accept it. If someone is born as a uh, male, or someone is born as a female, someone is born as uh, a cat, someone is born as a dog, someone is born as a uh, uh, important or whatever forms of life. We have to accept that reality. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession. So, uh, Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta Jitnyasuhu Shreya Uttamam. So, the Vedic injection is that in order to get Shreya or the ultimate benefit of life, we must approach a spiritual master. Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta. So Arjuna is demonstrating this aspect of life, that whenever uh, he uh, he finds himself in confusion, he surrenders to a spiritual master. So at this moment, we see that Arjuna accepts his uh, accept his confused state, and also admits that Lord Shri Krishna, who is the source of all knowledge, is the right person to guide him. So that is also a sign of a sincere disciple. A sincere disciple should also know that who can enlighten him. So one aspect of knowledge that to accept that we are not able to solve certain problems, but the another aspect of uh, a person in knowledge is that he knows that who can solve his problem. So simply knowing that we are not able to solve this problem alone is not sufficient. We should also know who else is capable of solving this issue. So that is why uh, in Vedic literatures, the symptoms of a guru and symptoms of disciples are given, so that whenever we come across any confusion in life, we should uh, happily accept our own weakness, and at the same time seek for a proper guru. Guru is always proper, but we had to qualify as guru, because many times we see that many pseudo spiritualists or so-called spiritualists in the garb of uh, sadhus or saints and monks, they cheat innocent people. So that is why it is very important to distinguish between who is a sadhu and who is a sadhu, or who is not a sadhu. So simply by dress code, we cannot understand who is sadhu or who is a. So the symptoms of a sadhu have been given in scriptures. So you should meet all these qualification, and ve- the very first qualification of a sadhu is that he should be in knowledge. And what does it mean by someone being in knowledge? The As we just discussed it yesterday, a person in knowledge should be in control of his mind and senses. If he is not able to control his mind and senses, then that person cannot be in knowledge. And when such person is not in knowledge, he cannot be a sadhu or a guru. So guru must be in knowledge, and in order to be in knowledge, he must have control over mind and senses. So that's a very fundamental definition of a guru. Next, a person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. It's very important. Now we may uh, doubt how is it possible that a person who is surrendered to a guru is supposed to know everything. Well, uh, when it is said that a person with guru knows everything, that does not literally mean that he knows all the details of this world. But yasmin vityate sarvam etat vityatam bhavati. So there is the injection in the scriptures that by knowing Lord Shri Krishna, everything to be known in this world is revealed to him. So uh, the person with the guidance of a guru who is in disciplic section from Lord Shri Krishna can know everything. So uh, he may have some certain knowledge of a particular material things or some material problem. However, if he uh, if there is a need, then he can get further knowledge from the right person. So at least that what that much knowledge that person can have. So in our material uh, dealings also, there are hierarchy of people of uh, possessing expertise of different levels. For example, someone is a doctor. Now, uh, within doctors there are different hierarchy among doctors. So, but a doctor uh, on the uh, how to say, if someone who has some knowledge of medical science, but he may not be situated on the topmost level of uh, that the level of doctor, then uh, even in that case, the person who is situated on the bottom level of the doctor, he knows if there are some complex issues, then where to go or who to approach. So that knowledge, the person who is situated at the bottom level of doctor, he can know that. So similarly, a person with a spiritual master, he knows how to solve everything, how to solve all the troubles of life. So that is the uh, meaning of this particular statement. Next, one should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. So when it is declared that a person with a guru knows everything, or he can solve all problems of life, then it is imperative that after knowing this, one must have a spiritual master. Now, having spiritual master does not mean that as we have cats and dogs, so similarly we can have gurus. So that's a difference between you know uh, keeping pet animals like cats and dogs and having a guru in our life. To have guru in our life means we have to serve uh, gurus. We have to serve our gurus in a humble state of mind, and we should be ready to be chastised by them and be corrected by them. So uh, to have guru actually means we have to become their dogs. So in simple words, we have to find our masters because we are like dogs. Um, I mean, in the consciousness of a dog who is interested only in material affairs. So uh, we need a master who can really make us somewhat peaceful, or who can make us happy. So we should really think ourselves as dogs because that's our reality from the spiritual point of view, or from the material point of view. From material point of view, because we are having material desires like that of dog, so we are like dogs. And from spiritual point of view also, because we are supposed to be as humble as dog to towards our gurus. So from any angle, we are supposed to uh, act as a humble servant of our guru. So we have to give ourselves to guru, not that we can have gurus like our pets. Uh, so they will keep us. The, uh, the point of emphasis is that our guru should possess us. We have to sell ourselves to our guru. That is the real understanding of having a guru in life. Sometimes we think, okay, I also have a guru. It's like some fashion. I also have this car and that car. So similarly, I also have a guru. But that's wrong. We cannot have a guru. And actually, we should not even have such phrase. I have a guru. We should actually uh, say that I belong to this guru. So that would be a true statement. I belong to this particular guru. So that's the correct way of introducing ourselves. Uh, but so anyway, that is the guru tattva is very. It's actually all expanding, and it is uh, unending topic. So I will not elaborate more on this. Otherwise, the purpose will not be able to complete. Okay, next. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 3.8.10, the perplexed man is described as follows. Yova etat aksharam gargi abhiditva smal lokat praiti sakripanaha. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human and who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs without understanding the science of self realization. So it's very important that who actually uh, gets himself into trouble or who has material problems. The person who does not know that he or he's one who is not able to see material problems, he is actually the one who faces material problems. It's little, you can say it's a little philosophical statement. Let's not take it in a literal way or in a practical way, because those who face some material problem, so they do know that they have some problems. But actually, this is a philosophical statement. So one who can see that he has material problems only, sorry, a person who is not able to see that he has material problems, only that person can have material problems. So in other words, when a person sees or understands that he has material problems, then that person will really try to solve those problems, and he will not get uh, entangled. He will not get entangled into the material complexities of life. So, uh, to put it in a simple words, to derive happiness from material relationships or from material things, that's a beginning of ignorance. And if someone does not even realize that having anything material with the idea that these material things can make him happy, that is ignorance. So by this attitude he can never even understand that he has the cause of his material miseries is his misunderstanding, about the fact of life, that material things are not going to make him happy. So unless a person realizes that his understanding is wrong, so long that person will never actually uh, think to solve his problems, because in ignorance he will try to increase his problems more and more, because uh, out of ignorance one would always endeavor to derive pleasure from the material things, and he will try his best to find different ways to do that. And in in this process he will make his life unnecessarily complicated, and then he will cry. Why? Because he does not know that these his material desires or his misunderstanding about life is the cause of his troubles. So let us understand this. And as Prabhupada explains from the this Brihad Aranya Upanishad, so one who does not even understand the problems of life or does not want to solve the problems of life, he is actually a miserly person. Miserly person means he does not know the value of his life. A miserly person does not spend a penny actually for himself. So he may have some money, but he does not know how to spend it. So that is a miserly person. He will not give it to others, or he will not spend it for him. So that's a uh, miserly mentality. This human form of life is the most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize his opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is a Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize his body to solve all the problems of life. Ya etat aksharam garge viditva asmal lokat praiti sa Brahmana. So Brahman is just opposite. So Brahmana basically a person in knowledge. So a person in knowledge understand that he has material problems and he knows the cause of material problems and tries to solve that. So I think time is also over. We will continue the remaining part of the purpose tomorrow. Okay, we will stop here. I will not take the questions. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीमद् भगवद्गीता यज्ञ की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।